Edgar from Funneltopia here, and in this video I want to give you a quick rundown of the documents and contracts section because I've done like a few videos on like bits and pieces. So in this one I want to just kind of put it all together, show you like the section itself and a couple of automations you can do, a couple of workflows just to make your life easier. So yeah, in case you didn't know, the documents and contracts section essentially replaces tools like DocuSign, for example. The functionality is here within Funneltopia, so kind of it's really nice that you can keep, the more things you can keep under one umbrella, the better, as opposed to using 20 tools. So definitely, if you haven't tried, go check it out. So it's a really useful tool. And when it comes to finding documents and contracts, it's over here under payments, documents and contracts, and you have two sections. You have the templates section, which just basically, you have contract templates that will come in handy with the workflows that I will show. And then the other one is actually, you can see the documents and contracts here, and basically you can create new ones. You can see the status, which ones are draft, which ones are waiting for like a signature, which ones are done. And also you can do date ranges. So that's an important one as well. But yeah, before we dive in, settings, here you can customize the email notifications people get because you assign those contracts to specific people. And then over here you can kind of set the email templates for what the notifications will be like. So that's one. A team notifications is, let's say you have one person who kind of oversees all this stuff. He needs to get, or she needs to get notifications from everything that's happening, from like the signatures, and just, yeah, this is a place to set it up. And product invoicing is a nice little automation where those signing the document receive an invoice. So this is really good for documents that also involve a product or a product list, and kind of shortens and automates the invoicing process for you, basically. So yeah, let's go back. So yeah, over here you can create new documents, two types: upload a PDF, which if you have a PDF format or a Word document, whatever, you can save it as a PDF and you can just upload it straight away, right? It's somehow easier, I think, for me at least, to create it as a Word document. If there's like a lot of text, a lot of different nuances, maybe like visual elements you want to add, then it's probably better to create it on like its respective platform and then just upload it as a PDF and just add a few elements. That makes it easier. But you can also create it from scratch. If we click here, new document, let's go in. So I guess the first thing we want to do is we want to go to add an element. Let's move my face here. Text element, obviously. So this is, yeah, if there's like so many text elements, like it's really a complicated contract. It's just easier to create it someplace else, you know, where it's like a text editor. But here you have the full capability as well, just so you know. Also other elements, images, videos, yeah, the table, product list. I guess that's another one. You can add an item, you can add products with their respective pricing. All right, so you can add them. And this is where that invoicing feature, remember that we looked at in the settings, this is where it would come in handy. So this is a really good one because once they sign, and it's just, yeah, it kind of automates the whole process, and it takes out as much manual steps as possible. More stuff, yeah, product list, page break, obviously self-explanatory. Add in a page break over here. And over here we have the signature element. So this one is, you have to assign it to a specific person, right? So assign it to a person. Also text field, again, assign it to a specific person to fill out, right? There's some information that they need to put in manually. Also, you can put in custom values. So you can assign it to a specific person, and then let's say add in their full name or address elements, right? They autofill. They're in there. You send it to a person and their information is filled in. They don't have to type in their address and all that stuff. So you can do that with custom elements here as well in the text field. Obviously, date element, self-explanatory, right? You can just put in a date. And over here, initials, yeah, kind of a simplified version as well for the person who is signing it, and a checkbox that is like to opt in for, well, not opt in, but like, yes, I understand, or yes, I agree, or whatever your use might be. But that's like an extra element as well. You can add like a text field next to it, whatever they're agreeing with, or it can be like something to opt in for, something optional as well. So yeah, just something to consider. So now we can, once we've created this huge mess, we can go and save it. And we can go check out the, over here, I guess this one, yeah, recipients. So here you can assign recipients, right? Let's assign multiple. Let's do that. So we have two recipients. You can do Another option is you can set signing order. So this is for, like, as opposed to this is when once you send it to everyone at the same time, right? And this is like you can create an order where this person needs to sign it and then the next person receives it. So that's kind of there's certain real life situations for that as well. So that's a fairly recent feature at the moment of filming this, maybe like a few weeks. It hasn't been around too long. So in case you didn't know, that's a really nice feature. What else? This is kind of like a quick overview. Obviously, you can format things. You can do all that stuff, right? Like a text editor. So that's kind of self-explanatory. I don't think we need to kind of dive through all that. But yeah, custom values. It has everything. You can change font colors and sizes and styles. You can do all that stuff. Obviously, you can preview. But after we save it, there's for sending the actual contract. There's two options. So there's send via email and share via link. So if you do a link, you can just generate links and you have separate links for each person. So you can send them this way, right? For each of the recipients, you can just copy the link, send it. Or my favorite option is just send via email. And obviously the email template was to be edited in the settings that we checked before at the beginning. But now we can go in and check out what it looks like on the user's end, what the actual email looks like that they receive by default. There we go. So this is the default one, right? You can edit all this stuff, but yeah, they click on it, view document, and here's the document. Here's the mess we made, right? So you can do all this stuff. So yeah, this is kind of simple. I guess a couple more things to show you is, which I mentioned at the beginning as well, the workflows related to documents to automate even more through kind of like daily processes like client onboarding, for example. So yeah, we can go to workflows over here. Let's just create one from scratch. And I'm just going to show you the two types of, just start from scratch, two types of workflows that are fairly common for documents and contracts in Funneltopia. Obviously, first thing, always name it. That's what I usually forget to name it. I jump right in and then I forget it. So yeah, the first step is it's a form submission, right? That's like a first step. They submit a form, so they receive an automatic, like a contract they need to sign, like a client intake onboarding form. I don't know if there might be like different names for it. Form, but basically form submitted. You pick form is, which form, right? They signed up, whatever. Well, this is not a good example, but yeah, you can select one to however many forms, whichever forms those are. You can select them here, save the trigger. And then as for the action, it will be send documents and contracts over here, right? And then obviously from user, you can pick the user and then which template. So that was the second section, right, that I showed at the beginning, where one section was here you can create the templates. The other one was here you can have the document templates, right? That's where they would be coming from. So you can select the template here, obviously, and save. So that's, you can add in an opportunity in between as well. That's kind of one more thing, but would be maybe recommended, but not completely necessary. But yeah, just so you know, you can add it in here as well as an action. As for the other stuff, obviously you need to publish it. And in the settings, if you haven't noticed yet, this is fairly recent. Allow re-entry is now on by default. This is a fairly recent video that I did as well. It used to be off by default. And more times than not, people clicked it on. So it was like actually a majority of the time. So it's just now by default it's on. And in case you need to turn it off, only then you need to come back here. So that's one of the types of workflows. And the other one, let me just quickly delete this stuff. The other one is if there's an invoice paid, then we send them the document they need to sign, right? They make the payment, then they can sign the document. So let's do invoice status, paid, right? So something like that. Save trigger, and then action will be send documents and contracts. I always keep losing it. Here it is. And again, which user, which template, save, go. So kind of these two are fairly common automations. If you don't want to, if you have like a worked out process and it's just, they fill out a form, they receive the contract, or they make a payment, they receive a contract, as opposed to you kind of looking at the, waiting for a notification for a transaction to come in and then you send it manually. This is just a really, really simple automation you can set up within a minute. So definitely take advantage of that. and obviously make sure to publish it and all the usual stuff and name it. But yeah, that's kind of a quick breeze through documents and contracts. Really useful feature. Definitely go check it out, Funneltopia. If you have any other questions or just any questions related to this or anything Funneltopia related, over here at the bottom, 24/7 chat support. We'll make sure to respond as quickly as possible. Obviously, there's also for VIPs. This account is not a VIP client, but for VIP clients, there's also you can do like a one-on-one call for if you have like a ton of questions. You can do that as well. But yeah, so make sure to take advantage of that. But if you don't have any questions, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.